pacifist, catalyst to wagafist. Throw up your peace.
Yeah, welcome. I'm here today at Brave Earth with Aly Khan. We had a really interesting podcast interview yesterday with him and his brother talking about community and some of the many things to think about in doing collective work. Yeah. Today in this video, we're going to explore some of the innovations in natural and sustainable building that they've been working with here at Brave Earth. We're standing in front of an ADOBE structure that's made out of a variety of materials, bamboo, hardwoods, mud, sand, all of that. You guys have gone through quite an evolution in your different construction styles here, yeah? Kind of share some of the different approaches that you guys have been working with that we'll be visiting today.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, when we started, our architect, who's actually a city planner, but he loves bamboo, and he's like he calls himself a barefoot architect. We were working with, he highly recommended ADOBE and bamboo, and so that's how we kind of designed the first generation of buildings. So this is one of our first generation buildings. We call it a tambo, and we made 2 of these, and we just had a lot of lessons out of it. One of the drawbacks to the earth was just like the time it took. And so as we were building and the project was taking a lot of time, we ended up reaching out to a group called Dome Gaia, and they basically do AIRCRETE and they do workshops. And so because our sister properties, Finca Luna, and can host workshops and retreats because they're fully operational, we applied and they came and they did the first AIRCRETE workshop here with us. And we had our construction team here and learning, and we had a group of students. And so we ended up having a few workshops and ended up with 5 AIRCRETE domes on the property. You can kind of see their evolution as well.
And these AIRCRETE domes is something that doesn't require a roof.
No.
Yeah, let's go take a look at one of those.
Yeah, let's go.
Everybody look at everybody right in their eyes. Sit in the lotus, maintain focus, self-disappearing like pow, hocus pocus, swimming in the deep end and leaping off the high.
This is an amazing material. So Dome Gaia and the founder Hajar Gibran, who's actually Khalil Gibran's great-grandnephew from the Prophet. AIRCRETE's not a new material. Actually, it's been around 100 years, and they've been using it in Europe. It's called light bricks, but it's like aerated concrete, essentially. But you used to need these big machines to do it, and so he backward integrated it with basically common tools and foam generator, which he calls a little dragon. So he invented a little foam generator. And so the process is you literally take the foam generator and a sack of concrete, and then you mix it together with the water and the foam, and you pour blocks. And this is kind of made like the AIRCRETE has really good compression strength because it's got the bubbles and it's kind of almost like styrofoam, but it doesn't have good textile strength. So if there's an earthquake, and so as you to mitigate that, basically, as you make the round structure, round is the strongest form in nature. So the round structure really helps like the form, and then you wrap it with wall reinforcement and concrete. So it's kind of like a surfboard. So even though the inside may not be as strong, like on one standpoint, when you do the combination, you have the compression strength and you have the textile strength. And so it's actually a very strong building. So the benefit is it's termite proof, and we live in the humid tropics, mold proof, earthquake resistant because of the form. And so it's got all these benefits, and it's actually quite fast to put up. One of the drawbacks is that the outer layer has to be we use stucco, which is basically concrete and other things. And so you have to re-stucco it every now and then because that is your roof, because you don't have a roof. And you got to make sure it's painted, and you don't want water getting in. So, little pluses and minuses, but yeah, definitely most people really love these spaces. And this is our 5th iteration, so we've kind of got all our little details well oiled, and our airflow well down in here. And so, yeah,
Now, looking at the succession of the different domes you've done
Yeah.
here, you definitely, each one is another step up.
Yeah.
Of course, you've got all these amazing touches, the nice accented woodwork. This here is, have the handle. You know, so you guys are going beyond just the practicality of using a quick build material that's going to last a long time. You're making it extra pretty and comfortable. And so this whole dome, this is built with a succession of bricks that are layered and bound together, and then on the outside you put a stucco, and on the inside this is another stucco.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So you go in layers. So you do like a whole row of AIRCRETE. You do blocks. You do 3 rows, and then you do the wall reinforcing fabric, which is about that size.
And what makes the AIRCRETE sustainable is that it uses far less concrete than conventional, less weight to move around once you've got them built.
Yeah, no nails.
No nails.
No metal, essentially. It's easy to work with, so like, you know, all types of people can work with it.
You don't need any special machinery or anything to build these blocks?
You need a foam generator. That's
What's
it.
a foam generator?
It's something that Hajar built. It's called Little Dragons at domgaia.com. You can buy them, and it's just like a little machine that generates foam. So you know, we use 7th generation soap. It's because it's organic, and it's not even because it's organic that they like that one, although it's a plus. That's why we like it. But it's got the right amount of glycerin, and you know, that just need the right mixture. So you can use other soaps, but you might have to add some glycerin and things to get the formula right. And so a big part of the technology is like getting the formula right, getting the weight of the soap right, because it has to be the right consistency so these bricks like form. And so so it has the AIRCRETE, it has the wall reinforcement with the mortar or concrete around, and then it has the stucco or mortar secco on both sides, and that's pretty much it, you know, and then paint. Yeah.
You guys have a newsletter or something that you post for events and workshops in the future?
Yeah, you can go to braveearth.com and sign up for our newsletter. Okay. And I think we're launching in 2021, so our first newsletter will be in January. Okay. And then if you can go online and go to retreats, and you can see what retreats are coming up on the year. Okay. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Cool.
Let's go check out the A-frame.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's it.
So this A-frame here is one that's under construction, and this is your 4th A-frame you're building here?
So yeah, we built 2 A-frames, and then we built 4 together.
Okay.
So we'll have 6 in total.
Okay.
And so they're almost simultaneously, like one after the other. And so we learn, and then we like repeat.
Right, and yet at this point, this is your kind of your 3rd generation of them. So you've got things you're doing here that you didn't put into the first 2.
It's our 2nd generation of these.
Okay, this is your 2nd generation of A-frames. So what are you doing here that's different from what you originally did?
Okay, yeah. So the first A-frame is interesting. We had workers that were living here, and then they wanted to build a little house, and so we came up with the A-frame idea. So it's like 2 A-frames right next to each other with like a shared living room space, which was perfect for what we needed at the time. And so we call that the family jungle hut. We're calling them jungle huts. And so, you know, as we contemplate, we wanted to replicate the A-frame, because what was working really well was the elevation. It's on a platform, so the airflow, the look. People everyone kind of loved the A-frame look with the Caña Brava and all that stuff. So this new iteration has an outdoor area. So it's got like a 2 meter by by a 5 meter deck, and so we put this extra polycarb roof that we added some Caña Brava details onto. We made it bigger, so like the first one, it's like a snug room, but this one we're like, we want to go a little bigger, so it actually ended up being quite big. It's probably one of our bigger rooms, even compared to the domes. Yeah, it's probably the same size as the dome.
Super spacious. Great, and then you got a screen on the back wall. You've
Yeah.
got this Kanya Brava on the inside,
Yeah.
and on the outside you've got the faux thatch.
Yeah, faux
which
thatch.
is cool because I mean, hey, so it's it looks
plastic.
like thatch, it's plastic, but again, sustainable versus
Yeah.
natural. It's going to outlive by many years
Exactly.
a natural thatch, which the natural thatch, from what I understand, to do it right, you need to burn a fire underneath it to smoke it out,
Often.
to keep the bugs from, and often you have to continually smoke out the thatch to keep the bugs from living in it and eating it up and stuff. So yeah, the plastic thatch. And do you remember what the, like, I guess, warranted lifespan on these is?
Yeah. So the warranty lifespan is pretty good. I don't know, like 50 years or something.
Right.
The thing also, we're in the humid tropics, so it rains a lot. That we looked into thatch, like natural thatch, and it just, you got to redo it every like 5 years essentially. And also thatch is something in Costa Rica that they don't grow as much anymore. I don't know. It's almost on the endangered list. And so there's all these regulations around cutting thatch. And so it's just been interesting. So we went with the fake thatch just to give it that feel.
It looks super cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. For A-frames,
Yeah.
it's one of those structures that when it's just like
Shingles. Yeah, it's
shingles
too much.
or metal panels, it's the dominant.
Yeah,
It's the
it's
dominant
the wall.
look of the structure.
Exactly.
So yeah, having a bunch of shingles or the metal panels gives it a really cheap look, and also the metal panels are super loud.
Yeah.
You've got all that surface
Yeah,
area
the
being
tin.
hit by rain. So no, this is super practical, super pretty.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's gonna last a lot longer. And
Yeah.
I think it's a good choice. And I like what you're doing with the mix of natural and synthetic also. I think in the camera angle we can see over here you've got these polycarbonate kind of translucent panels
On a
but-
metal frame.
on a metal frame.
Yeah.
But then you break that up with the natural look of the Kanya Brava, which really it's a good combo. I like it.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we put it up and we wanted something also because it gets really hot. And so we wanted something to mitigate that. And we were thinking like Kanya, every other one across the whole thing. But then we're always aware of bugs creating spaces for bugs to live in. And so we decided to do the strip, which I think worked out well.
That's a good touch.
Yeah.
And the floor is something I'm super excited to explore.
So we made like posts for the whole frame, and we framed in metal, and then basically put fibrolite, which is, you know what fibrolite is, right?
Yeah, it's a synthetic composite material that ends up being sheet similar to sheetrock.
Exactly, sheetrock is probably the English word for it. And so, but the problem with the sheetrock is every joint through time it can move a little bit. And so because that's the case, they usually put like some sort of break point wherever there's the sheet, which is about 244 by 122. And so it could just look like little square blocks everywhere.
Right, which looks super obvious, like, oh, these are just sheets of something.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then also the other thing is the final layer is just a little like 10-12 millimeters of concrete, like as a topper. And so you also don't want that in a big span because if it breaks. So we had these two breaking things working out. And so what we ended up doing is just, we like the Merkaba symbol, like the Maloka is a big Merkaba. And so we decided to do a Merkaba insert. So it's basically wood pieces in this two rectangle flipped around. It represents the masculine and the feminine joining, and then the center point. So this is a Merkaba shape. And then we put these little things called flejas, just to break up the lines with the concretes. All has a separation throughout, and so we're playing with that fibrolite break, and we're playing with the concrete break and breaking up the floor in just in a more creative way.
Yeah, and it uplifts the spirit. It uplifts the energy being in here. I mean, for sure, just like a flat white floor is one vibe, it's one feel, and it's effective. But taking the time you have to be artistic with it gives this space a life, a feeling that you definitely would not have with just rectangular blocks of gray matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So way to work with that need to have the seams. You need to have that space. And you're like, all right, well, if we've got to have it, we might as well make art with it. And
Yeah, exactly.
so here we are in what you call the Maloka, and this is where you've got the Markaba in the floor. So what is the intention of this space? What are you doing here?
Yeah, so this is like kind of our like soul center of the space. You know, the kitchen restaurant for the heart, and this is the soul. This is where we work with plants. This is where we do yoga. This is like our dance hall, kind of like the main event center. So these floors were done with ADOBE, which was very painful.
For the length of time it took to dry.
The length of time it took to dry, the iterations, getting the mixtures, the colors. Yeah, like it's just a very complicated process. But it's all earth. It's actually inset with copper lining. We copper lined it. So wherever you see like the Markaba lines, we also have a copper insert underneath, and then some of the pieces of wood have copper insert platinas in them. So it's like super grounding. You already have the earth, and then you have the grounding copper. And then we have a reciprocal roof, and yeah, fire pit in the center. So it's just kind of multifunctional. You won't be able to see on the camera, but there's a rock there that's an altar rock. It's actually like this massive rock that was on the property that we with some challenge, moved it right into center so that it could be our altar rock in the heart of this space. Yeah, so just
So you guys have like community gatherings in here, dance parties.
Yeah.
Ceremonies,
Exactly.
Community soul center.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Singing, kirtan, whatever, yoga, like all our workshops that for this retreat center that we'll use will be in here. This will be like the main space, you know. Yeah.
Great. No, it's a super important part to any community is to have that that center.
Yeah.
For everyone to come together and.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it was challenging to build, but now that it's done, it's great.
Boom, here you go.
Yeah.
Hey, before we sign off, I want to go show the viewers the kitchen.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's really, out of everything, it is one of the most unique structures I've seen.
Okay.
And I think everyone should check it out.
All right, cool, let's go.
This structure, I've seen a lot of bamboo structures, and you know, we're talking about natural building. We're talking about using natural materials. They have their organic shape to them, and yet we're often, you know, building structures that have some kind of regular movement, whether it's a circular shape or a spiral shape or a square or something like that. But this structure is intentionally irregular, and it's got a charm to it that a single frame of the camera can't catch. So what's the design concept with this place?
It's a leaf. Like it's designed, I mean, the piece of land that we were on was kind of in this half moon area. And so when we were designing this building, Derek, the architect, who I mentioned, basically wanted to design it like a leaf. So he pulled out a leaf that was in that shape, and you know, we designed the spines and things off literally like the inspiration of a leaf. And so that's why it's got that strong curve. This is the heart center I was mentioning. Maloka's the soul. This is like the heart. There's Rosa in the back. She's a lady who helps us with all the yummy food, and you know, this is where we hang out. Actually, we're still designing and developing a little lounge area here, so that will be, you know, in the next few months as we finish up, to have the lounge area in here. So yeah, it's a sweet little space.
Such a great play space.
Yeah.
You guys' use of hybrid between, you know, the natural and the inexpensive, going for longevity and beauty and comfort and grounded, like just, yeah, you guys are doing a fantastic job. Thanks so much for sharing your experience building all this, and some of the resources you've talked about as far as these builders, and some of the experts that have helped you put this together, and the resources. We'll share those in the description of the video. And if anybody is interested in hearing the full-length episode of us talking about community and more that what's happening here, yeah, go ahead and click the link below and you'll have more to see. And just to close off, why don't you share a little bit about where people can find you online?
Okay, yeah, people can find Brave Earth at braveearth.com. If you hit contact, it goes to my email box. So if you want to email me, it's hello@braveearth.com. And yeah, is there anything else you want me to share?
No.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah,
Bro.
you're welcome.
Okay.
Cheers. Take care.